Our political correspondent Daniel Davis can give us a sneak peek of the BBC's special election graphics and map out Wales's political landscape.
Welcome to our virtual Downing Street, where we have the finishing line for Rishi Sunak and Sir Keir Starmer. 326 seats. That's what's needed for a majority in the House of Commons. But if they want to get here, or to the real number 10, the route for them runs partly through Wales. Let's have a look at the last election in 2019, when the Tories did very well in Wales, led by Boris Johnson. They got 14 seats, matching their best ever result in Wales. Labour, led by Jeremy Corbyn, hemmed back into their heartlands. But there's been a lot of change since then, including changes to the boundaries of the constituencies. We've got 32 now, not 40, and here are the 32 new seats listed in order of marginality. Now, through the campaign, Labour has had a pretty commanding lead in the opinion polls, so you'd think that they would be confident of winning seats like marginal Bangor Aberconwy, where there's a Conservative majority of 749 votes. These are notional results, by the way. That means these are the results we would have expected to see if the last election had been fought within these boundaries. Further east, we'll highlight seats like Wrexham, often said to be the kind of seat that Keir Starmer must win back from the Conservatives if he's going to make it to Downing Street. But let's go further south and highlight Monmouthshire. This hasn't been a Labour seat since the days of Tony Blair. There's a Conservative majority here of a healthy 11,000 votes almost. But Keir Starmer visited Monmouthshire during the election campaign. Hop over the border to neighbouring Brecon, Radnor and Cwm Tawer, a Conservative seat being targeted by the Welsh Lib Dems. It's their top target seat in Wales for this election, but an interesting boundary review may complicate the picture somewhat. Further west again, Caerfyrddin, a Conservative-held seat where Plaid Cymru and Labour are involved in a three-way battle. The same is happening up on Ynys Môn, and Plaid would dearly love to add those two seats to the two that it's defending already. And I'll mention another seat that I probably wouldn't have talked about a few months or even a few weeks ago. It's Montgomeryshire and Glyndŵr, the safest Conservative seat in Wales, but the local Tory candidate Craig Williams has been involved in the betting scandal, so we will certainly keep an eye on what happens here, even though this is a part of Wales, Montgomeryshire, that has never had a Labour MP. Now, one party whose colours don't appear on the map is Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage. It would be quite a coup for them to win a seat in Wales under the first-past-the-post system. But if they do well and take votes off other parties, the Conservatives in particular, it could throw up some interesting dynamics in the election. So that's the map. As the results come in on election night, we turn them into seats and we will slowly fill up the benches here in the House of Commons. Remember, 326 seats. That's the target for any party hoping to get a majority in Westminster.
Well, it's not only the political parties that are frenetically preparing for the election, of course. Here at BBC Wales, we'll be on air overnight on BBC One Wales, S4C in Welsh and on Radio Wales and Radio Cymru. We've already had a peek behind the scenes with Dan Davis earlier in the programme, and taking a closer look now at our results night coverage is Gemma Dunstan.
Good evening. Television election broadcast.
The BBC has been broadcasting election results on TV since the 1950s. Politics and technology have changed a lot since then. But the basic formula for any BBC election coverage has stayed the same: speedy results and accurate information.
However you get your news, whether it's on TV, on the radio, or online, the BBC has you covered. We're going to take you behind the scenes in Cardiff to see what this election has in store for you. We know the election's going to look amazing, there's lots of technical things happening in the background, but accuracy, impartiality, speed's going to be really important, isn't it?
It's mission critical for us that we are providing our audiences, the people of Wales, with the information they need in order to make their choices when they vote on July the 4th. And as part of that, we have to ensure that we're giving due impartiality, that we're showing the whole of the political spectrum, a range of voices in our coverage. It's also critical that we challenge the facts, that we ensure the truth is out there, and that we ask the questions the audiences want us to ask and hold people to account.
Harrison, there's a lot of work that goes into this sort of thing here in Wales, but also collaborating with other parts of the BBC as well.
Yeah, so this is our Vine virtual programme for the network channel, and we've been working really closely with the Welsh teams and our teams in London to bring this together.
On election night, Jeremy Vine will be right here broadcasting across the UK, but for now, we have the second best thing, don't we? Who's that?
Andrew's been valiantly standing in for Jeremy Vine for most of this week, just so we can make sure we get the camera angles right, the lighting right, and all the production pieces.
And that isn't the only area transforming for election night.
Dan, this is obviously a map of Wales, but it's very green. What's going on in here?
It has. No expense has been spared sticking down little bits of green tape, but actually I'm really grateful for this map because it helps me navigate my way around the virtual map that viewers will see, which looks like this.
Wow.
Ta-da! So this is obviously the 32 constituencies in Wales that are being contested in the election, and on the night as results come in, if they change colour, then we can talk people through that process. We can get the results up. There's an awful lot we can do in here to explain what is actually happening in the election and before results come in as well.
And this green map looks very different to what we see on the screen. How have rehearsals been? How have you found getting used to the technology? Yeah,
we've got the map. We've got a virtual Downing Street. We can go inside the House of Commons and watch the seats tally up. So the rehearsals are crucial. There's a lot to get to grips with. Some really clever people have made all this possible. It is a bit strange at first. When I put my right arm up, it appears on the left-hand side of the screen. But, you know, there's a lot of hard work. That's the least of our issues, really.
Here in the newsroom, it's a big operation. There will be reporters across Wales at 23 counts on election night. And this is just some of the team helping to set it all up.
Election night coverage will begin on Thursday, through the night into Friday on TV, radio and online. And of course, full analysis and reaction in the following days.
That's all I'm allowed to reveal at the moment, but do join us on election night where it will all come together this Thursday.